Hey everyone, clayrammage, we're back again, this time with a what has sold video. I'm sorry I did not get any what has sold in September videos, but this one is what sold the first part of October. So let's just get right into this. One of the first items I sold, we picked these up at the bins, was a large lot of sewing patterns. These were vintage from the 40s through the 1970s. There was over 50 of them that I put as a lot, and they sold right away for $40 plus shipping. They went to New York. Next item was this, it's called the Lacy Oak Leaf. That was the name brand on it. And I had this a while, but this I picked up at the bins also. And I did run my 25% off sale for part of the beginning of October, and this sold under that for $7.49 plus shipping. I always do it plus shipping, so I don't really offer free shipping. Once in a great while I will, but most of the time I don't. Next item is this Homer Laughlin Modern Star Bowl, and this one I've had for a long time. So again, it's kind of nice to move this older merchandise that I've had for a long time. Sold for $7.50 basically plus shipping. This I picked up at the bins. I don't remember where I got that bowl from, but this Sony item I picked up at the bins, it cost, at the time it was electronics for 49 cents when I bought this one. And I usually don't buy electronics, but this one had everything. It was so complete, I was like, I couldn't pass it up. So this sold for $15 plus shipping, which I thought was a good deal. I did test it, it did work and everything. So here's that lot of Dollhouse Furniture, the miniatures, and I had 9 of them, so I listed them, and they sold right away. I can't remember, within a week of me listing them for $45. I picked them up at a resale shop for $1 each, so I had $9 into it. So that's a good profit, good turnaround. Cindy and I found all of this embroidery thread at the bins. I would say 95+% of it was new. That's why I listed it as new old stock, and sold for $24.99. It was probably, I probably paid $1 to $1.50 for this. But it was funny because I got feedback from the person who bought it, and they said there was new and some old in there. And I know there was some old because you can see in my one photo I have a pile of open ones that, it's just a pile of extras. So I just think it's funny what people choose to mention. Anyway, and it was legitimate. I don't remember if I mentioned anything in the description or not, but this was another item I found at the bins. This is a lucite plastic poinsettia from 1968. It had a copyright date on it. And this I found at the bins last January, I believe, and I put it away until I started listing Christmas decorations in September. So this sold as part of my 25% off, sold for $18.74 plus shipping. This plate I found at one of my favorite resale shops in Rockford, Illinois, and it was in their plate rack for $1. This was actually a pottery piece by a well-known potter. It's really hard to read the signature. I tried to take as good a picture as I could. But his name's Richie Watts, and he is famous for this kind of design. And so this sold for basically $30 plus shipping. With the 25% off, it was $40, but I was happy. That's a good profit on $1. This particular candlestick I found at an estate sale in their garage, buried on a shelf. So it always pays to dig into, when you're at sales, to dig into the shelvings, units and stuff. I find a lot of good stuff in those, or in boxes in the garage or whatever, that aren't opened and unpacked. But it was really dusty, dirty, and did not look pretty at all. But I brought it home, cleaned it up, and it just sparkled. It's a beautiful 24 karat gold plated candlestick holder with the crystals. Sold for $17.24. Got positive feedback from the buyer as well. They really loved it. This is a bronze statue of a discus thrower. It's so funny because one morning my wife came in and goes into my office and saw this sitting on the shelf. Oh, what's this statue about? So then what's funny is the afternoon then it sold, which I thought was really funny. So I guess I'll have to have her come in and comment on more things. We could sell more stuff then, right? This watch was one of that from the lot of 60 some that I got a month ago at a garage sale. And with this one, I sold this one. This is a John Zaboyton I Love You designer watch is what it's called, and sold for $22.50. And it with the sale of this one, it pretty much covered the cost that I paid for all the watches. So any that I sell going forward now is profit. So that was a good milestone. This is a little Wi-Fi musical Charlie Brown saxophone player. I found this at the bins, and these are highly collectible. And again, it was on my 25% off. So I sold it for $30. At the time I bought this, it would have been 49 cents for electronics and battery operated stuff. So that's a good profit right there. And these are always fun because you can get a series of them to put together, and they play off of each other because they're Wi-Fi. I just happened to only find the one. But this we found at the bins. Also, this is a Christmas Santa with lambs, which I thought was an interesting combination. And he's it's a Sue Dreamer design. It was with the box and everything, so we probably, it was by weight, and this probably weighed 1.5 pounds, so we probably paid like $2.50 for this, and but sold it for $31. So that was good. Here's two other items that I picked up right after Christmas last year. It's like the first week of January at the bins. They're two Trendmasters vintage Halloween lamps. They're actually designed to have suction cups on them, so you can stick them in your window, or you can just leave them sitting on your counter however you want, but they have attachments for suction cups. And so these two sold for $18.49. I paid $1 for both, so they were 50 cents each basically back in the days that I bought those. So that was a good profit. And this one also I found back in February, I believe. I went to visit my daughter in St. Paul and stopped at the Salvation Army over by our house at the time. And this print is from 1798, so it was 200 over 200 years old, 222 years old. And so I've had this listed for a long time. I slowly dropped the price. I started out at $99 and dropped it down to $69 by the time my sale went on, but it sold at $52.49. So again, I paid $2 for it, so it's great profit. Just had to hold it a little longer than I wanted. This is another set of glasses from the bins when they had a whole slew of them in this one bin that my wife and I sorted through. So these came with the case. They're a Pro Design and sold for $22.49. This is a Jim Shore Heartwood Creek Collection nativity set. It's Joseph, Mary, and Baby Jesus. And this we picked up at the bins. The box was, okay. It needed a little help, but this sold for $20 plus shipping. So another good find from the bins. This I found at one of the thrift stores, and it's a little pewter espresso cup or shot glass, whatever you want to call it. It's more decorative than anything. This is a Ballina Bay, which is a pewter manufacturer, fairly well known. Their stuff sells fairly well. And so this sold for $11.99 plus shipping. After a long time, I had that one for quite a long time. This I also found at the bins. This is a really cool piece. I really liked it. I would have kept it, but I really don't have a use for it. But it's a handmade brass frame, and it had the little stand on the back so it stands up on the counter. But this insert along the side is all material. It's a woven fabric, and then it had the brass corners. It was just the coolest little handmade piece, and then it was stamped and engraved along every side. So really loved it, but didn't really have a use for it. It's very small, but that sold for $18.74. Sold this candlestick. I got this at the bins also. So sold that for $6.74. Interesting story. She actually bought two pieces. The second piece she bought, I could not find. I do not know what I did with it, but it no longer exists in my house. So I ended up having to cancel that order and contact her and apologize and She still wanted this though, because she already had one. She wanted a match set. So she's got two. Okay, this is the Georges Briard Europa set of glasses that I just picked up at a garage sale last weekend. Just had a video on these. So this is the set of 8 low balls that I bought for $5. I ended up accepting an offer on these of $75. $80. So I took an offer of $80 on these. Same day that I listed them. And then these are the tall boys. There's 7 of those. One of them did have a slight chip in the rim. So this same person who bought the low boys bought these, and I accepted an offer of $50 on these. So my $9 investment turned into $130 in a couple hours. So can't beat that. I'll do that every day that I can. And besides, they were beautiful glasses. Next thing is this Washington Hanky. I picked up 3 of these in an estate sale. They were 3 for $1. Picked up a Washington, a Minnesota, and a Faith Austin. And I've sold both states. I still have the Faith Austin, but this sold for $7.50. And hankies are nice because they're lightweight. They're easy to ship. You don't have to worry about breaking them. And so they only cost like $3.31 or something, depending on where it's going, but a little over $3 to ship them. This is a Margarine Bastin ceramic mug. This one had the box with it. The box did not have the lid, but it did have the bottom part of the box. And these are fairly popular, so this sold for $10 plus shipping. So it's $20 all in for this buyer. This happens to me sometimes when I take dual pictures. I forget to rotate it. And eBay doesn't allow you to edit photos once they're posted. It drives me nuts. But anyway, so you have to delete the listing and relist it to get the photos, at least from my experience, to get them to be the right way. But anyway, sold these 2 prints for $15 to a local guy. So he actually arranged pickup, and he came and picked them up. And so we saved on shipping. That saves him and me, because then I don't have to pay extra fees to eBay for the shipping costs. And those I picked up at the bins. And this speaker wire I picked up at the bins as well. It was brand new in the package. I picked it up just because it was a well-known brand. Sold for $9.74. And the last item, go away. Last item is, I've been collecting Finials for a while now, lamp Finials, and so I finally posted them, and they sold within an hour of me posting them for $15. And again, I picked these up at the bins. Most of them, I picked some up at garage sales, but so there's a 1 pound worth of item here. So going on current, I haven't bought any currently. So these are all under $1.50 a pound. So I paid like $1.50 for all of them. Sold them for $15. That's 10 times my money. Can't beat that for a profit. So anyway, that's what I sold in the first half of October, from October 1st through October 15th. Pretty good sales. One large sale, the rest, just the bread and butter, $5 to $10 profit items, and that's okay. We're good with that, because if we can sell enough of those, then we still make a good profit. But thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you next time. How do I turn you off?